Hi guys, so another week, another maths video. Okay, so just before we left school, we had just about finished fractions, okay? But I want to do a little bit of revision before we move on to decimals. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a little bit of revision on fractions, all right? So what is a fraction? So I'm sure many of you are screaming at the screens right now to tell me what a fraction is, and it is part of something, okay? So it's a part of a pizza, a part of a bar of chocolate, maybe a part of an amount of money, okay? Now, can anybody remember what way we write down a fraction? Anybody at all? So it is written as follows. So we have our numerator, if you remember, and we have our denominator. Okay, so remember I said D for down, D for denominator, and then our numerator is on the top, and that's just the dividing line in between. Now, our numerator is the amount of something, okay? And our denominator is the total. Now, this will make more sense in a minute when we do more examples. But if you just remind yourself of what we were learning about when we were doing fractions. So denominator is the bottom and the numerator is the top. Okay. So, what fraction of the circle is shaded? Now, I'm sure lots of you can tell me right now what fraction of the circle is shaded, but let's go through it so that we're learning and revising fractions, okay? So, first thing we need to remember is the total number of the shaded pieces goes on the top, and the total number of pieces altogether goes on the bottom. So, when we were writing our fractions, we used to kind of start with the bottom. So how many pieces in total are there? There are 2. And how many pieces are shaded? That would be 1. So our fraction would be 1 over 2. We have 1 shaded piece for our numerator, and then the total amount of pieces is 2. So that would be our denominator. So that is a half. Okay, what fractions of these shapes are shaded? Okay, so this is the first one here. So firstly, we're going to look at the total amount of pieces. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we know that this shape is divided up into thirds. Okay, like the other shape was halves, this is thirds. Okay, now if we know the denominator is going to be 3, what is our numerator going to be? So our top number, so the amount of shaded pieces. So that would be 1. So our fraction of shaded pieces is 1 over 3, 1/3. Let's look. Okay, we have another shape here. So it's a square, it's a rectangle, sorry. And it's divided up into 4 equal pieces. Okay, now it is actually a square, sorry, I'm just looking at it there. It's divided up into 4 equal pieces. Okay, so it's asking us what fraction of the shape is shaded. So firstly, let's look at the total amount of pieces in the shape. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So D for down, D for denominator. So our bottom number is going to be 4. And then the top number is going to be the amount of shaded pieces, which is 1. So our answer should look like this. 1 over 4, which equals to a quarter. Okay, so we always remember that the total goes on the bottom, and then you have to answer the question on top. So for this question, it's asking us what fraction of shapes are shaded. And for this answer, it would be 1. Okay, so now I want you to complete the first activity. I'm going to show you the first activity that I have on the Padlet for you. And you will see it. So if you click in and you can complete that now, please.